Hello students. So today we are going to complete the chapter number 10, that is motion and measurement of distances. In the last video we have covered all the different units of measurements. We have understood the meaning of measurement. We have understood how different types of measurements have been done in the olden times and today in the modern times. The modes of transportation that were used in the previous times and today in the modern times. So today we will be concluding this chapter with covering the last topic, that is types of motion. When we are talking of types of motion, as we have already discussed that the movement, the distances are covered in different directions, in different ways by every organism or by every other transportation mode or anything. Okay, for example, we have discussed about one particular thing. If we're talking about an ant does not move in a straight line for sure. It can move or it can move in a wavy direction. If we talk about a snake, it is always going to move in a wavy direction. Why? We know it, we have already read it in biology. You can check out that video. I will again repeat it. The snake moves in a wavy direction because of its movement, because it doesn't have any legs and it has to crawl. So when it has to crawl, it is going to move in a wavy direction. Okay, and a bus, it moves in a straight line. An aeroplane, it moves in the air. So all of these are different types of motions. When we are talking about a motion that is in the straight line, for example, anything moving on a road, for example a car, bus, train, these all move in a straight direction, right? Any movement that happens in the straight direction, that is called rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion is the motion of any object in the straight direction. Okay, so this is the first type of motion. Okay, now we move on to the second type of motion. Now one is straight. What kind of another movement is circular motion? Circular motion is the movement of any object that happens in a circular direction. For example, if you tie a string to a small piece of pebble or rock and just rotate it, it is moving in a circular direction. It is not going to go in a straight direction, or it is not going to go in a rectangular direction. It is going to move in the circular direction. The distance from the center to every point will be the same. Okay, so this will be the circular direction, and this is the second type of motion. The third type of motion is a periodic motion. Periodic motion is any movement that is repetitive, that is repeated. You see, if you are talking about, you must have taken all those swings that are in the melas and the fairs. That is a pendulum. It is this way, you see, this way, right? It moves this side and then it moves this side. So this to and fro motion, this is the pendulum motion. Okay, similarly these type of watches are also there at our houses, right? So this is a pendulum motion and this is a periodic motion. Why? Because it is repetitive. It is not completing a circle. It is not going in a straight line. It is going towards the right side and then again towards the left side, and to and fro, to and fro. It is going to repeat the same movement again and again. Okay, so repetitive motion is the periodic motion. Any repetitive motion is a periodic motion. Straight motion is straight movement is a rectilinear motion, and the circular movement of any object is the circular motion. Now these motions, now more examples can be there. You can find any examples, any number of examples in these things. Anything moving on a straight road, is rectilinear motion. Anything that is moving in a circular direction, be it a stone tied to a thread, or even another swing in the phase, that giant wheel that moves in a circular direction, all the wheels of all the vehicles, the wheel of your car, the wheel of your bike, the scooty, everything, that is a circular motion. Okay, then the periodic motion can also be, now this is not just about this pendulum motion, right and left motion, no, it is only the repetitive motion. It can also be, you know, the example, you must have seen your mothers or some tailor sewing. So have you seen the movement of the needle that is in the sewing machine? No, right? In the sewing machine, if you observe only the needle of that sewing machine, the movement of that needle is also periodic motion. How? The needle, like this is the machine. Now I am not good at drawing. This is the machine. So like this is the needle. It goes up and down, up and down. So this up and down motion is also a periodic motion. Okay. Now, if you see, there can also be examples where all of these three motions are happening at one place only. Now, this may confuse you which type of motion this actually is, right? So, if you talk about a bike, the movement of a bike on a straight road, I'll change the marker for this. The movement on bike on a straight road. Now, the movement of bike on a straight road is a rectilinear motion, the first one. This is the bike. Okay, don't mind it. So, this is a bike. The movement on the road is a rectilinear motion. And the movement of its wheels, it is a circular motion. So, this is the second one covered, right? Then, if you observe a bike consciously, there is one spring attached to one side of the bike near the silencer. So where it is here, and this portion, it goes up and down. So this is what? This is the periodic motion, this is the repetitive motion. So in one object only you can observe all the three types of motions. So the movement that is straight is a rectilinear, in circle is a circular, and to and fro repetitive is a periodic motion. Also, you have to remember the definition of motion. This is the rectilinear motion, this is the circular motion, and this is the periodic or repetitive motion. Now, concluding this chapter, we have to once again revise the definition of motion. What is motion? Motion is the change in the position of an object over the period of time. So with this, we have completed our chapter number 10. Stay connected for the next chapter in the next video.